So what we've got here is a typical scenario. I'm watching live TV. I've seen Big Buck Money before. I'd like to maybe go some more interactive content. So let's hit my interactive button here. So we'll bring up some of our FX application widgets. And what we're seeing here is we've got pretty nice slick animation. We're using translucency so we get to see the full video screen. It's important for TV that we don't kill the video display while we're doing graphics content.
So just to put this in context for everybody watching, this is now FX running on the TV itself.
This is a 100% FX application.
And so what's actually powering the TV right now?
So the TV is running a dual-core 400 MHz MIPS processor with an OpenGLES 1.0 accelerated graphics library and its own on-chip video decoders.
Great.
So I want to select, for example, new releases. Please ignore the video. We're going to download some of the latest video titles that are available. It's downloading a carousel of video cover images. Again, we're showing capability of doing translucent animation on a full HD render screen.
So the TV itself is now network connected. This is simply a view onto the network. So any content that's on the net can now be made visual and engaging through the FX.
Just like we're seeing with TrueA devices and PD Live and the Blu-ray boxes, internet connectivity is part of the specifications. So we've downloaded the trailer. I'm going to play this here. And then what we're showing also here with FX, it enables not only just to show full screen, but we can do video in position, we can reposition it, we can do things like trick play on this. So let me just fast forward into it. We should get some audio on this now. So while I'm watching the trailer, I can decide to look at the details of the movie, check out the rating. Okay, the rating's pretty high. I think I'll watch the movie. So I'm going to switch to full screen now. I'm going to watch the full movie in playback mode. And then again, just like any Blu-ray title or any DVD title, we want to enable something like chapter select. So we've got some nice animated bookmarks here that allows us not just, for example, to set the rate on the media, but also to jump around in different media positions. So we can pull the audio on that.
No! Any further questions, email? No?
Just going to switch back to a different scene select. And we can see again that we're still showing full animations and we've done a full media trick play. And back into our detail screen. So at this stage I've watched the movie, I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 5 rating because I'm in a good mood. There we go. So that goes back up to the communities. They get to see what the community's ratings are on the movie.
Well, good morning, Jonathan.
How are you?
Well, I'm doing really good, especially, given, we were all nervous about how many people would show up today, and we
filled the place.
Filled the place. It's really, really quite heartwarming.
So what's your t-shirt say?
It says, turning labors of love into day jobs.
So we have billions and billions and billions and billions, just huge numbers. What's the challenge if you're a developer, though?
Well, I mean, it's sort of all over the map. I mean, how do you turn the cool thing you built into something that can put food on the table? And,
right.
These days in the sort of the desktop Linux world, if you're going to be a desktop programmer in the Linux world,
it's got to be an act of love.
It's got to be an act of love. You have to take a vow of poverty.
Right.
And I would sure love to see more things out there be fully supported, real people spending all their time working at them, and across all these different platforms. I mean, it's just barely possible to do one narrow one as a labor of love, but all those numbers up there are just amazing. How do you get to them?
I think, over the past few years, James and I have definitely looked at content on the web, or looked at a new free product or a new free software asset out there and thought it would just be great if these folks had a revenue stream. Because then rather than being 2 guys in Eastern Europe doing this amazing thing, they could be, 10 folks across the world actually putting food on the table and actually continuing to invest in building their community and continuing to innovate.
Right, so many of these things aren't advancing as fast as they could because they are a labor of love.
And now one of the biggest challenges that we obviously know well in terms of getting access to the market is just raw distribution.
Right.
And we created a somewhat head-turning relationship a few years ago with a small search company down in I think they're in Mountain View, Google, something like that.
Yeah.
And then last year, I think we turned even more heads and created a relationship with, who was it?
I think they were a little further north.
A little further north, right. And these were two companies, Google and Microsoft, that obviously understood the value of distribution, and frankly were blown away by the scale of Java distribution. So much so that they ended up creating a revenue stream for Sun to pay us to get access to that distribution. So one of our challenges was thinking about, well, how do we generalize that?
Right, and so we've of course, you know, built a store. Building stores seems to be kind of a trend these days. I mean, it is a little odd. I mean, we've actually been building Java app stores for nearly a decade.
Yes.
We've never actually deployed one ourselves, but various of our customers who we've worked with have done them. Probably the earliest was NTT Docomo.
Yes.
And their success with their app store has just been staggering.
Right. They make some good money. So you showed me a demo about a year ago. You sent me a little secret word and allowed me to log into a website. What was that demo all about?
Yeah, so we built our first prototype store like a year ago. We're actually thinking about showing it at JavaONE last year. Thought better of it. Not sure whether that was the right thing to do, but now we're back with something that's not a prototype, but actually real engineers, as opposed to me just slapping crap together.
Right. Instead of an act of love, this actually was the byproduct of day jobs.
Yeah.
So what we are actually unveiling today, and what we've been talking about now and for actually a few weeks, is we have created a storefront for the Java platform. The objective of the storefront is very simple. It's to give the whole Java community access to the distribution that we've all built out.
Right.
And this is to give an individual developer who's got a great idea and access to 1 billion consumers.
Right. So the beta of the store is out today. You can either go to store.java.com to see the consumer side of it, or if you want to do the developer side of it, there's java.sun.com/warehouse. Click on the developer button. You can become a developer and submit stuff into the store. Right now, if you look at the store, there's no cash register. Kind of odd to call it a store with no cash register. In the prototype that we built a year ago, we actually had 6 different ways of collecting money. And it was all